what's up guys? I'm going to be showing you today on how to display scale and the best way to use stress res in most games. This is specifically for Fortnite if you play Fortnite, but it should work perfectly fine in other games like CSGO or Valorant. So first things first, download custom resolution utility from the link in the description and then unzip the file and then place the new made folder on your desktop. So this is for NVIDIA only. If you're on AMD, go watch a different video. If you're on an Acer monitor, just run native. Do not scale anything. Do not use stress res. If you're on an Acer monitor, you cannot display scale. Some of them, very rare ones, you're able to display scale, but that's an exception if you know that they can. But most of you, Acer Predator, a lot of Acer monitors do not work. And then for 360 Hz monitors, again, if you want to be running at 360 Hz, I just hop off right this video and just run native, or just use NVIDIA control panel to use stress res. But I'd highly recommend native over that. Anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. So right click on your desktop, click NVIDIA control panel, and I'm gonna head over to adjust desktop size and position. So first thing you want to look for is perform scaling on. You want this on display, not on GPU, because if it's on GPU, it's doing the exact opposite of what we're trying to do. So you want this on display. Some people might only have GPU. If you're that person, you might want to try switching GPU ports or switching cables. Sometimes HDMI will let you use display, and then DisplayPort will let you use display. It's vice versa. So if you don't have display, again, and if you can't get it at all, do not even bother doing this video. Just do it the original method through NVIDIA control panel if you want to use stress, or just run native, which is what I probably would recommend if you want the lowest latency and the clearer image. So I'm on a Lenovo. It's a pretty cheap monitor, I'm not gonna lie. 144 Hz Lenovo monitor. Display scale is perfectly fine, which I'm quite surprised since it's very cheap. So once you're here, scaling, you want to set this to no scaling, and then press apply. And then make sure you press yes. For your other monitor, doesn't really matter. Ignore that. Just do not even touch your other monitor. If you're on a dual monitor setup or a triple monitor setup, just make sure your main monitor is on no scaling and on display. So we can exit out of NVIDIA control panel now. We can open up the crew folder, double click on custom resolution utility. For me, since I have dual monitors, I chose my second monitor. So make sure it's set into your main monitor, which is for me is LEN, which is short for Lenovo, and it has to have the active in parentheses. So press that, and then under established resolutions, press none if you have any. Under standard resolutions, same thing, press delete all if you have any. And then extension blocks, click on this, click edit. Some of you might have more extension blocks, but it's just find the one that has the highest refresh rate for native. For me, it's the only one that's there, and it's right here, 1920 by 1080 at 144 Hz. We're gonna click edit, copy, okay. I'm gonna delete the rest of these, and press okay, and we're gonna click add on detailed resolutions, and then we're gonna press paste. Now we're only gonna be changing active, so horizontal and vertical. Do not touch anything else. Yes. So a lot of videos tell you to change the timings here. This overclocks your monitor pixels, which can cause a certain res to be unstable, or you not even being able to display scale at all. But also might feel better. Honestly, I just do manual, which is what we just did, but we chose the normal clocks for this monitor for 44 Hz. So just changing these two. 1750 by 1080 is what I'm going to be changing it to. If you're on 1720, if you're trying to use 1722 by 1070, that might not work, so you're probably better off using this. For some monitors it works, for some monitors it doesn't. It's obviously for whichever works. So try it out, plug in whichever res you want to use. 1750 by 1080 is the one I'm going to be using, and then press OK, and then want to click this up arrow right here. It's basically makes the res that we just put, the recommended res and display settings, just like how this is recommended. It's gonna make this res recommended. So we're gonna press OK. We're gonna go back to this folder, and we're gonna double click restart 64. So once your GPU driver has started, this should show up. If you're on a black screen, press F8. I highly recommend you press F8 and just resetting it. So if you have a black screen, you press F8, go back into this folder, press double click reset all, click yes, and press OK, and then do restart 64 again. And that should just reset it completely. And you could just try a different res or just leave it alone and run native. For me, worked, so I'm gonna press exit. We're gonna go back into this folder, make sure the res is just like how we're supposed to be. See, check our active monitor, Lenovo. Our res is at the top, okay. So now we're gonna right click on our desktop, go to display settings, and as you can see, 1920 by 1080 is not the recommended res anymore. It's 1750 by 1080. So I'm not gonna change it in here. I'm gonna go to advanced display settings, choose our main monitor, click display adapter properties. I'm gonna head over to list all modes, and for me, it's right at the bottom, 17 by 1080, true color, 32-bit, 144 Hz. I'm gonna press OK. I'm gonna press apply. Alright, now if you have a black screen, which I don't, just let it load. It should just revert automatically back to native, but for me I don't, so I'm gonna press keep changes. But again, if you have a black screen, do not touch anything, just wait, and it should have come back to normal. You could just try a different res, or again, just run native. So if you're just like me and it works perfectly fine, you can press OK now. And this is where we check if display scale actually worked or not. Okay, so first thing you want to check is, do you have black bars on the sides of your monitor? If you do, try a different resolution. If you don't, we can continue. If desktop resolution and active cinema resolution are the same, then you have successfully display scaled your monitor. If they're not, try a different resolution. If it still doesn't work, that means your monitor does not have a display scaler built into it, which isn't bad necessarily. It just means that you can't display scale, so I just recommend using native. So we have checked that. Our display scale is perfectly fine, and there's a reason why I made the res recommended. We don't have to change this in most games in the game files. So for Fortnite, you would go to local app data percent. You don't have to. You do not have to do that anymore. It should just automatically say in game 1750 by 1080, or whichever res you chose. For me, 1750 by 1080. So that's pretty much it for desktop for display scaling. This is a very good way to use stretch res because it eliminates the blurriness that's caused by GPU scaling. A lot of people notice blurry stuff is gone after the display scale for the first time, and I noticed a lot of input lag is gone from their mouse. The mouse feels smoother and faster. Now, if you're asking, why does my Windows look like it's stock? Because it is stock. I'm gonna start making videos on stock Windows now because a lot of people are gonna question how my stripped windows look like. And if you want a custom stripped windows that's pre-tweaked and a session with me that includes that windows, go to the link in the description and book my $50 service. Laptops are not supported as of right now. They probably won't be supported for a while, but if you want the best optimization service that you can get for your money, go to the link in the description. It's $50. You book an appointment, I DM you personally, and we get started. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it to the end of this video, comment I love Zilly, and I will heart the comment if I see it. But leave a like, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.